We up and I'm feeling like a new me. Stacking new sets, some new E. NFTs, all of them unique. Back in my zone like 2-3. All time high, hit a new peak. Let's go. Homie, the Bulls is back. I said the Bulls is back. Cheer, yeah. Time is now, better go full throttle. Feel it in the air like an O2 bottle. Altcoin pumps like a whole new lotto. Big bad bitch, she for sure do swallow.
GM and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, a November update. Here we're going to start with some macro and move into more crypto focused stuff, and ending off with some airdrops as well that you probably want to get your hands on if possible. So if you enjoy this content, make sure you do subscribe to the channel, and let's jump in. So a quick update on BTC here. As you can see, it is posturing in a bit of a bullish formation here. It is tightening in this kind of range around 35,000, not giving any real leeway to people to buy the dip. And there was a monthly close yesterday as well. Bitcoin did have its highest close in over 18 months there, with that big green girthy dildo, as we like to call them in crypto land. So in terms of the macaroni front, what is going on here? Well, zero hedge with some alpha here. The US is set to borrow 1.5 trillion in debt this and next quarter, after borrowing $1 trillion in the previous quarter as well. So obviously makes sense that a lot of the macro folks are highly bullish on the liquidity cycle, etc. when you're seeing statistics like this. Kind of mind-blowing, really. So the US debt clock going into overdrive. Let's have a little look at the Bank Term Funding Program, BTFP. Not by the fucking dip, but by the fucking pivot, as Arthur Hayes previously called it. They did update this chart, but if you look from the month of October, $107 billion up to $109 billion was the movement. This hasn't gone into any form of meltdown at this point, but the BTFP is being tapped by the banks, and the Fed is acting as a backstop, and this is literally just going up only, quite slow and gradual, but when we see things break, this will start to go up like a hockey stick. So let's have a look at the monthly returns for BTC. Is November typically bullish or bearish? Well, we have 10 iterations of November. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 have been green, 4 have been in the red. Only 1 in single digits in the red, 3 in double digits in the red. Highest loss 36%, but in the greens we've had 42% gainers, 53% gainers, 19, 12%, and even the first one was 450% there. But when we look at the amount of Octobers that finished green, because yesterday we posted a 27.2% return for October of 2023, typically a green October is followed by a green November. And if you go back 3 years, 1, 2, 3, green, green, green for the final quarter. Go back 3 years, 1, 2, 3, green, green, green for all the 3 quarters. And so I am optimistic, having closed October green, November is potentially going to be a nice green month as well. We have had the odd occasion of a green October followed by a down November, a 7% decline there, a 10% increase in 2019, followed by a 17% drawdown. But generally, just looking across the data here and eyeballing things, green October should equal higher probability of a green November, and generally more Novembers are green than red. Maybe an oversimplification, but definitely looking bullish into November. And to be honest with you, just bullish prior to the ETF announcement. You can see there's just genuine positioning going on in the markets here, and people are coming in off the sideline. The market is in fact doing its job of making people react at this point. In terms of the potential Fed reaction, we know that they are meeting today. November 1st is their meeting. 97.2% chance of things remaining the same in terms of the interest rates there. So I highly think today is a bit of a dud and a bit of a nothing burger on the macro front. So this is an interesting one. Google Trends are now in our favor once again. Previously, last week, we looked at the spot ETF. So spot Bitcoin ETF, I think, was the search term we were looking at, and that was going up only. But just the word Bitcoin hadn't really taken off as yet, but it has lagged. And now, over the last few days at least, Bitcoin Google search history is skyrocketing, coming in at over an 80 read there. So definitely interest on this asset across the globe right about now. Now, the CoinShares data here showing institutional bid. Miles Deutscher posted this: if capital is happily pouring into suboptimal offerings like futures ETFs Imagine what happens once the spot ETFs actually launch. But of course, we're seeing a lot of posturing and people positioning for this prior to the inevitable. And in terms of the weekly inflows here, we've had the biggest weekly inflow for the year of 2023 in this past week. Absolute Burj Khalifa in comparison to the previous there. So you can see institutional bid is clearly here in the market. And for those of us who stuck around during the bear market, we're now able to reap those benefits of these guys actually buying our bags. Now, Tether footers in dismay here. Paolo, who has recently stepped up from CTO into the CEO role at Tether, coming through with yet another bullish quarterly attestation at Tether. Some of the highlights here: cash and cash equivalents portion of the reserves is at an all-time high of 85% and currently yielding around $1 billion. That's because they have direct and indirect exposure to T-bills at $72 billion. Of course, those T-bills printing nice 5% plus at the moment. They've reduced their secured loans by 330 mil as well, so the balance sheet looking a bit more healthy. They've also got over $3.2 billion worth of assets that aren't accounted for in their excess reserves. So this includes investments into energy sector, Bitcoin mining, and peer-to-peer as well. So new peer-to-peer program, Hole Punch getting tagged in there. And pretty much reading through some of these statements on the actual blog post, they're saying, look, they just started to include this in terms of the others here because these other exposures have just ticked up nicely over the last few months. They're actually making up quite a large proportion of the overall picture here for Tether. Of course, 4.1 billion in other category is kind of wild here. So this is the forecast, 31st of October 2023. They are still holding a lot of Bitcoin. That is now valued at $2.1 billion, 74 bill in T-bills, $3.4 billion in gold. And there's currently 84.5 billion Tether tokens out there, the leading stablecoin on the market. So it's expected that they will continue to increase their Bitcoin holdings with all the money they're making, primarily from their T-bill exposure. So the month of November plans out like this. So this was from Layer GG Official. Give these guys a follow. You can see some of the things have just been chalked off, such as the Celestia launch yesterday. Tomorrow we have Arenda speaking at Breakpoint. That is a highly anticipated talk. 5th of November, BNT, that is Bancor Network token buyback via governance. We have OpenAI conference on the 6th of November. Maybe we'll see an additional pump for the AI coins there. You can see a lot of the leaders are consolidating kind of at TP level 1. We've got some rebrands coming through for the likes of Matic and also Merit Circle into BeamX. 9th of November, the XRP lawsuit with the SEC, another update on that. Injective have an NFT collection auction on the 11th of November. That one could well be worth a bid. Aptos with some big unlocks coming in. CPI data in the US, will that be a nothing burger or not? 14th and the 15th of November are key dates. 19th of November, Swift ISO 2022 standard. There is some information on that that could be of interest. Maybe that will relate to Chainlink as well. And then 20th of November, maybe a reprieve for the NFT bros out there. Blur Season 2 airdrop. So maybe some more liquidity into NFT plays as well around this point. Maybe there's some good plays to be had around that. But that is pretty much the month of November. The outlook ahead. Things seemingly quite bullish here for crypto more broadly. Let's move on to the airdrops. So Shuffle, this is what I was talking about for the last few months, saying, look, let's start airdrop farming this. The Shuffle token airdrop is now official in terms of them coming out and saying, look, this is how we're going to airdrop these tokens. Airdrop campaign, they say be early, generate volume, and stack your Shuffle on shuffle.com. They have a 3 airdrop approach. Now, things to mention, 28% of the total supply will go to the airdrop. That is rather generous, and that is a very good number to see. Very happy with that. That means there's going to be a good allocation to the community who are using this to gamble on. So airdrop 1, 3 snapshots here. Retroactive campaign going back 12 months from the inception. This company started around January of this year. So this leads us to believe we have until the end of the year to be eligible for airdrop number 1. Airdrop 2 will be volume based and proactive. And also we have airdrop 3, platform loyalty based on your VIP level. So of course, to increase the VIP levels, you do actually have to put in quite a bit of volume. You also need to be affiliate marketing this as well, I believe. But as you can see from all of this, there's going to be 3 airdrops in 3 different stages they mention. What is the token going to be used for? you'll actually be able to wager with the Shuffle token. It will also be deflationary. They're going to steal the RLB buy and burn kind of method. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And also it's going to be kind of a VIP tier with special perks as well. Then they're going to go to market with a balancer liquidity bootstrapping pool. I believe that will be on mainnet in early 2024 with 50 million tokens to distribute up to 9.5% of the supply. So in total, that will account for around 38% of total tokens via airdrop and then the public sale after this. Now get yourself over to the site. I'll leave a link down below. It will be an affiliate link. There is no skin off your back, however, but it will help me to advance through the VIP tiers. I have been doing my UFC bets over on Shuffle. No issues, have been able to withdraw as well. And I think at those odds on screen there at the UFC this weekend in Brazil, Derek Lewis at 4.75 seems a good outside bet. Not betting advice. Then the second airdrop here to be focusing on Solana is that of Jito. So Jito Sol is the liquid staking token. So essentially you will stake your Sol. You'll get around 7% APY on that Solana as the staking rewards come in, plus they have MEV as well. So MEV extraction also taking place on your behalf and thus getting you even better rewards. These guys are going to have a token, as you can see up here, convert your stake accounts for 3x more points. Though these Jito points are ongoing, 6.82% APY. TVL on this over 5 million Sol, as you can see going up like an absolute hockey stick there. Very cool to see. And if you look at the top protocols in Solana, total TVL on Sol right now about $440 million, 344 going to Marinade Finance. But then you can see in second we have Jito liquid staking at around 200 mil in TVL. So it is the biggest TVL provider here on the Solana chain, and they will have a token coming out. Makes a lot of sense to be trying to farm this. Again, I'll leave an affiliate link down below. It won't be any skin off your back. It will help me with the points. So do give that a click if you want to convert some Sol into Jito Sol and potentially gain an airdrop from that. Question in terms of the TVL, why are these question marks here and why is there 300, 400, 500 mil there, but I just stated there's 400 mil TVL in Sol? Well, because these are LSTs, they're kind of double counting the amount of Sol here, because you've got Sol coming in on the one side and then Jito Sol coming on the other side. So essentially the TVL should be half of the number quoted there really. So in order to get points, they state hold Jito Sol, then use Jito Sol as well. So you can kind of loop this, use your referral links and get even bigger number of points. You can use it over on MarginFi directly. So you could come with your Jito Sol and park it onto MarginFi. MarginFi also have airdrops ongoing as well. So you can double up on the airdrops here. But unfortunately right now it is at max capacity here. So you literally have to spend time on here. And as soon as there is any capacity, try and add your Jito Sol onto here. And when you can double up, you're going to get double airdrop rewards, Jito rewards, margin rewards. Happy damn days. So if the US government is about to increase national debt in the orders of trillions of dollars, what do you think will happen to BTC? Comments down below, folks. I hope you enjoyed this one. See you in the next one. Peace.